Good morning, students. Today we are going to see the liabilities, right? Remuneration and the removal of a director. Under what conditions the directors has to face the liabilities towards the company, and these liabilities, what types of liabilities are there? Whether it is related to the fines, whether it is related to the money matters, whatever type of liabilities the directors have to face. Then, what is the type of remuneration of the directors? Also depending upon the different types of directors, like managing directors and the normal directors are the type of directors which are there on the board. And the next is the removal of a director. Under what conditions the directors are terminated out of their service, even if the middle of the term or at the end of their term, whatever time they are removed, or under what conditions they are removed, that circumstances we are going to study today. The first is the liabilities of the directors. So a director is liable in the following different ways. First is liability to the company. So they are the liability, they have the liability towards the company, that whatever type of company they are working in, so they need to give their 100% to that company. Next is liability to the third party. So they are having the liability to the third party because they are the representatives of the company, and they represent the working of a company, because they are the managing committee, and hence to the third party, to the third parties, the people outside the world who know the company by who work in the company through these directors, as they are the representatives, so they are liable to them also. The next is liability for breach of statutory duties. If you are not following the statutory or the legal duties being a director of a company, then you are liable for that also. Liabilities for the acts of co-directors. In the last video I have explained that even if one director is doing any fraudulent activity, any unlawful activity, so for that every director or the co-directors are also equally responsible, right? So liabilities of a director means one director is faced by the for the acts of also of all the co-directors. So जितने भी directors कोई भी गलती करते हैं, so even if one director is committing something, so the other directors are also liable for that also, because without the permission of all the directors, no director has a single individual powers. Next is criminal liability. If he's committing some type of offense, unlawful activities, disclosure of the secrets of the company, confidential information of the company, so that comes under the criminal liability. So if he has misuse the money of the investors and the documents, confidential information, paperwork, so in this situation the criminal liability is also liable on the director. Now, the legal position of the director. What are the legal position of the directors? So, though the Companies Act has not defined the position of director, keeping in mind the vastness of their powers and extensive responsibilities, an attempt is made to describe them as agents, trustees and managing partners. So because they are there in the company everywhere, in every section of work, in every field of work, they are indulge in taking the decision making, in managing the activities everywhere they are there, and to take care of those things the directors are being appointed. So if we need to decide what is the legal position or what is the activity of those people, and if we need to bifurcate the work of a director, we can classify them as the agents, trustees and the managing partners. These expressions are indicative and not complete explanation and understanding of their powers and work. So these, under these three fields, if we have divided the legal position of a director, so it does not give the complete information. ठीक है, मतलब agents मतलब वो brokers हैं, ट्रस्टीज मतलब वो उस कंपनी के ट्रस्टीज है, एंड मैनेजिंग पार्टनर मतलब वो पार्टनर्स है. ऐसा कंप्लीट डेफिनेशन वी आर नॉट गिविंग. It is just the little bifurcation of all the work being done by a director. So let us see what is the actual position of the directors. The first is directors as an agent. So agent means the representative of the company, because your joint stock company is an artificial person. The company cannot work on itself. It cannot do the signature officially. It cannot take the decision. It cannot move out of the place. It is just a building, and it is just an artificial body, right? So for that reason they will needing a they may need a human efforts and a human support. So for that reason directors are appointed, and that is why they are the agents. So since your company is an artificial person, it needs to be represented by the director. They act on its behalf. Whatever company wants to do, the directors acts on behalf of that. Directors should deal skillfully, carefully, and elegantly, right? Skillfully means they should have the perfect skills to manage, and they need to take every decision very carefully and elegantly, so that their position will be justified, their authority will be justified. Their liability is as agents, while companies held liable as the principal. Principal means the main authority on which or whose behalf the people are working, and liable and agents means the directors who are liable for the things, because representing the company, representing their principal, the agents, that is the directors, are working. Next is directors as managing partners. Directors represent owners of the company, that is the shareholders, to conduct and manage the business of the company on their behalf, right? So obviously directors, they represent the owners, because shareholders, we have already studied, they appoint a the directors in the company to act on behalf of the company, on behalf of the shareholders, and to work in a company, and they are the representatives of the shareholders. So they manage the business on behalf of the owners of the company. So they are entrusted with vast powers of management and perform several functions. So they are entrusted with a vast majority of powers, because if they are the managing committee, if they are into the managing of a company, so obviously they will need power to manage the company, because for each and every short things, small things, if they need to take the permission from a directors, sorry, from the shareholders, so it may not function well. So that is why, being the director and in the authoritative managerial position, so they will be needing some type of power, so for the managing of a company. So several functions which are proprietary in nature, like allotment of shares, they can give that, raising of loans for the company, investing funds of the company in some other company, in some other properties, so that can be taken as a decision by the directors. This is because they themselves are significant shareholders of the company, matlab representative shareholders, because they purchase the qualification shares. In fact, they are the most active shareholders of the company, because they are only the people who are managing the company. Board acts as the supreme policy and decision making body. Of course, in the company, there is no other person as supreme and powerful as the directors, because they are the one who can take decision and they can implement it as well. It is commented that the directors are commercial men who manage a trading concern for the benefit of themselves and all the other shareholders of a company. So being their money is also invested in the form of qualification shares in the company. So hence they are the representative of the company and the shareholders as well, and whatever decision they are taking, whatever work they are doing in the company, so ultimately they are also benefited by that, and the same benefit obviously is in a large amount is faced by gained by the shareholders as well. So whatever thing decision and working they are doing in the company, it is being benefited by themselves also, and by the shareholders of the company also. And the next is directors as the trustees. Directors are required to act in the most honest ways. राइट. दे आर द गार्जियंस ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, मतलब कंपनी के फायदे के लिए और शेयर होल्डर्स के फायदे के लिए. सो ऑफ द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ द कंपनी एंड द शेयर होल्डर्स, दे शुड अकाउंट फॉर ऑल द मनी दे आर एंट्रस्टेड विद. उनको जितने भी पैसे का पावर दिया है या हैंडलिंग के लिए दिया है, उनको उनका अकाउंट, मतलब उसका डिसीजन, सॉरी, उसका रिकॉर्ड उनके पास होना चाहिए. whatever amount they have used anywhere they have invested the money, anywhere they have used the money of the investors, so they should have the account or the check over the finances they have used of the investors, so that whenever the authorities or the shareholders or the members are asking for that record, so you should be able to represent that record ki yes, this much amount was used in the strategy development, this much amount was used in the investing in the other company, so like on. They have to utilize and apply funds of the company most cautiously, very carefully. They need to use the funds because these funds do not belong to the directors. These funds are of the shareholders. They are the trustees of all the assets of the company. So on all the assets of the company, documentation, statutory duties, paperwork, then important documents, then taxation policies, everything is to be maintained by the directors and kept record on. So whenever the shareholders wants it, so they can show it in the form of in the written form. So the above given triple roles played by the directors highlights the depth and vastness of their involvement with the company. So not only in only the managing, the decision making, trust policies, using the money, taking the decisions, implementing the decisions, working on behalf of the company and the shareholders to take care of the funds of the shareholders and the company, in almost every matter in the company that is being happening or is going to happen or has happened. So in every form the directors are engaged. So these shows that the directors are very deeply rooted with the working of a company, and they in fact know every work, everything done in a company, and without the permission of these directors nothing is being managed in the company. So that is why their involvement of a company is so much that whatever work or whatever things are being done by a director, it is very well performed in a company. So and hence that is the thing, that is the most important thing or the type of asset which the director is having, because the company and the shareholders or the investors trust upon them very deeply. So it is appropriate at this point to have clarity whether directors are employees of the company or not. So whether the directors are the employees who are just getting the salary in exchange of the services they are providing to the company or not. That means they are the owners. So what is the clarity in the position of the directors? So let us see that. So are the directors employees of the company? Directors are the elected representatives of the company's shareholders and enjoy well-defined rights and powers. So that means directors are the representatives, of course. So the owners of the company have appointed their representatives to work in the company, because as we know, the shareholders cannot come in the company to manage the company. So on their behalf, they have appointed a person who takes care of the working of the company, and that is the directors. So they cannot have a minimum power or the minimum type of duties or the minimum type of rights in a company. They should have a big amount of powers and rights in a company, so that it can make the working of the managing of the company very easier for the directors. So that is why a little more rights and little more powers from the other employees the directors are having, and they are the supreme most authority to take the decision of their company. But the status of an employee is within the limits of his contract of service, and his employer holds the ultimate control to guide his activities and functions. So the other employees, whatever type of work or whatever type of duties the senior most authority is giving to the employees, only that type of work he or she can do, and they cannot act anything beyond that power, and they are not given the duties or the rights as uh, to take the decision or that much of power as the directors are having that power. So of course the employees are very limited with their powers and everything. So these limits cannot be applied to the directors in the context of their powers and roles we have already studied. So of course whatever rights the directors are having and whatever position the directors are having, whatever decision making the directors can do, that cannot be done by the employees. So hence directors therefore cannot be regarded as the employees of the company, because along with the remuneration sometimes they are getting the returns also, and because they have invested some other qualification shares, right? And hence it is proved that the employees cannot have the powers of the directors, because directors are the supreme most authority in the company. After shareholders who can take decision in day-to-day management and working, there is only the director who can take the decisions in the company. Now what is the remuneration of directors? The managerial personnel of the company, that is directors, managing directors, hold the managerial position, and this entitles them to get the managerial remuneration, because only working in a company for a particular section of work and managing the whole company, it is very two different things. So the employee does only to work and manage his own section of work, but a director helps the whole company to run and to get managed, right? That is why they are getting a different type of remuneration, that is known as the managerial remuneration. So it may be in the form of monthly payment like salary, specified percentage of net profits or commission, and setting fees for attending board meetings or committee meetings. So it can be in the month of salary that we get every month, or the specified percentage of net profits or commission. So so some directors are enjoying the benefits key, whatever type of uh, net profit, the whatever amount the of net profit the company is earning, so some percentage for 6%, 4%, 8% the net profit the directors can enjoy, or the sitting fees. So of course every meeting they are attending in a company, so they need to pay extra for that meetings. At the same time, there is no automatic entitlement of remuneration of director. Automatic entitlement matlab there is no fixed key every company should give, for example, 1 lakh to every director. There is nothing fixed for that types of directors. No criteria is fixed. No provision is fixed. Right? It depends upon the company, that it is a small scale company, it is a large scale company, the amount of profits it is earning, the amount of directors are it is owning with the experience and the qualification. The act states that the total managerial remuneration payable by a public company to its directors, managing directors, etc., should not exceed 11% of net profit in a financial year. One financial year, whatever profit the company is earning in a year, it should not exceed 11%. Matlab it should be less than 11% or 11% to give the money to the directors and the managing directors and the KMPs which they are working. So it is especially for the directors. So in this, the managing director, the other type of directors come in this category. So their remuneration should not be more than 11% of net profit in the financial year. And this excludes sitting fees paid or to be paid for the meeting. So of course 11% के बाद sitting fees और जो मीटिंग अटेंड करते हैं उसका जो पैसा मिलता है, that is of course after the 11% they are getting in that financial year. The removal of a director. Now removal of a director. A director may be removed from his office, matlab from his work, by the shareholders under section 169 or by the tribunal, that is the court for the companies under section 402. Now, first is vacation of office by a director. This is not a summer vacation. Vacation मतलब to vacate, to vacate मतलब vacating जो होता है, जो खाली कर देना होता है, the position of directors as under section 167 of the act. The office of a director shall automatically become vacant in the following cases. तो automatically वो जगह खाली हो जाएगी जब directors ये सारे conditions में रहेंगे. The first is any disqualification under section 164. So any disqualification मतलब होता है when the director is incompetent to enter into the contract because of some of the things he has done, that he is banned from the court, he has done something illegal in the company, some fraudulent activities he has been carrying out. So as per this section, a person cannot be appointed as a director if he is of unsound mind, insolvent, convicted by court, etc. So whatever conditions, if he is incompetent to enter into a contract, that means he is declared insolvent, he is declared insane, or he is convicted by the court, that means he is banned from the court of law because he has done something wrong in the company, whether it is criminal offense, whether it is civil offense, or something which he has done against the policy of the company. So in that situation he is automatically disqualified. So that means we can remove that director. The next is absentee at the board meeting. That means he is absent at a board meeting. So a director has been absent in the meeting of board of directors held during a period of 12 months with or without taking leave of absence of the board. That means for a whole year, none of the board meetings if the director has attended. So in this situation also we are having the right to remove that director from his position, right? So even if he has informed, or even if he has not informed, whatever be the case, but at least in a year 1 or 2 board meetings he needs to attend. It is compulsory, and even only in extreme situations one board meeting can be allowed if he is not attending, but every board meeting for every director it is compulsory to attend. And if he is not attending, so then of course he can be terminated from his position and he can be removed in that financial year in the annual general meeting of the company. Contravention of the provisions of the act, whatever is mentioned in the contracts, in the agreements, in the companies act, in the memorandum of association, in the articles of association, and whatever rules has been updated by the registrar of companies, everything, every law, every policy has to be followed by the director. A director has acted in the contravention matlab against of the provisions matlab rules of section 184, which is about entering into contracts or arrangements where he is directly or indirectly interested. So if he is interested in some contract with the company is doing any type of deal, if the company is entering into and he is having some of the personal interest in that, or whether directly whether indirectly, directly means if he is having his own business, or indirectly if his some friend's business or something like that. So in this situation also the person is disqualified and he can be removed by the authorities. The next is failure to disclose personal interest. If a director fails to disclose his personal interest in any contract where director is directly or indirectly interested, and if he does not tell कि in this contract or in this deal or in this agreement I am interested, मतलब some of मतलब some interest or some in the monetary terms some advantages going to get, and this that relation is some like my family relations, or that person belongs to my family friends or my friends or relatives. So in this situation whatever interest the director is having, and if he is not disclosing his personal interest in any of the deals which the company is doing, so in this situation also he can be terminated directly. disqualification by court or the tribunal. So director has to vacate his office if he has been disqualified by an order of a court or the tribunal. So if the court or if the tribunal has ordered that this person has to vacate the office, have to leave the company, have to leave his job, so in this situation also the person is guilty, and in this situation he has to leave the company. So whatever orders are given by the government or central government, that is the courts, or by the tribunals itself, so he needs to follow that, because ultimately they are the decision making authority in this in the situations of the company and in the problems of the company, and hence they need to follow if this particular director has committed something wrong, and if he have to leave the company by the order of the court or the tribunal, then he is disqualified and he have to do the same. Imprisonment of an offense. Director has to vacate office if he is convicted by a court of law for an offense involving moral grounds, or otherwise is sentenced to imprisonment of 6 months or more. So a director has to leave the company if he is convicted by a court of law on any offense involving moral grounds. Matlab, if he has done anything wrong, anything immoral in the company, anything which a director should not do in a company, because the relationship of a director and the company is based upon the faith and loyalty of a director. So if he has not done that, so he is sentenced to imprisonment of 6 months or more. So he can be sent to the imprisonment of 6 months or more than that if he has done something wrong or immoral grounds. And being a director, the a care or the obediency of the loyalty of your of you as a director is not accepted by the company. So you should be loyal towards your company and towards your work, and then as a director you can do the work very efficiently in any company. Provision of the act. The director has to vacate office if the director is removed under the provisions of Companies Act. If the Companies Act, of course the act which is totally run by based upon the company. So whatever companies has to do, whatever joint stock companies are going to be followed, so every rule is mentioned in the Companies Act, and all the provisions, all the requirements, all the rules has to be followed by the people. Now in this situation, if the people are not following that, or if the people, if there is a disqualification of a director mentioned in the provision, then under those activities, because everything cannot be given in your book, because the act is a law, a very lengthy act, and very small frauds and small things are also mentioned in that. If a director does this, then what happens? If a director is not following this rule, then what will happen? What type of liability he needs to pay or face? So everything is mentioned there. So whatever is mentioned in the Companies Act, whatever rules are being mentioned in the Companies Act, everything the director has to follow. And if he has not done anything, for example related to the investments of the company, related to the funds of the company, related to the dividend, if he has shown something wrong to the something wrong data to the directors, sorry, shareholders, and he is taking that money and using it illegally, or on the name of the company, if he's using something, some assets of the company or the funds of the company. So anything, if he is doing wrong, if he is doing illegal or immoral, and it does not justify the working of a director, or he is doing anything against the loyalty of the company, he is not loyal to the company, he is just taking the name of a company and misusing it in the market, so which is eventually affecting the name and the goodwill of a company. So this everything will be stated as wrong, and the director immediately has to empty the office, have to leave the company. Actually office word is used here to denote the working of the director, and he is terminated for the working of the director. That means he will no more be continuing as a director in that company. So if the director is removed under the provisions of Companies Act, so if he is not eligible to work as a director or to continue as a director in that company, so immediately he needs to vacate the office, or he needs to empty the office, or he needs to leave the company, and of course the functioning of the company. Okay, so here we come to an end. So now we have seen what are the termination of a directors, what are the liabilities being faced by the directors. So if the company, if the director is not behaving in the best interest of the company, and if he is not following the statutory duties and the responsibilities of a director in the company, so eventually he is being disqualified. So he should follow the Companies Act and all the rules and regulations which are being allotted to work as a director, and hence he needs to follow everything according to the statutory rules and the Companies Act and the Memorandum of Association and the Articles of Association. Otherwise he will be disqualified to become a director. Thank you.